What's up, Gunplum modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Models, and today I am going to build this guy. The 1/44 scale, High Grade Genoace 2 from the Mobile Suit Gundam Age animated series. I've always been fond of the Genoace mobile suit when it was introduced in the first season, or the first tier, of Gundam Age. And even though it was not a powerful mobile suit, hell, it was pretty much the de facto cannon fodder from the series in the first version. The second version, of course, made up for it with its heavy armor, firepower, and better combat characteristics. Excuse me. I thought we're going to probably be seeing during the course of the series maybe a updated version of this, like a Genoace 3. But it was never introduced into the series. The Federation in that series favored the Adele, which is looks pretty cool, and of course the Planche, which will allow you to transform the mobile suit into a fighter. Plus the fact that they were trying to merge parts and technology from the Gundam Age into a much more better mobile suit. But I can imagine that they couldn't do that due to costs and materials. Instead, we have this guy from the second season, which I really liked. And for a long time, I've been meaning to build this. I've seen many people's designs and customs and things like that. I'm just going to do a straight build for now. It looks like a very fun kit, and I want to show this off as a beginner kit for those of you who who hasn't gotten into building Gundam kits yet. Many people keep asking me, what's a good beginner kit? What's a kit that's not too expensive that I can purchase and build it? There's a lot of obviously the more recent kits could be a little bit above budget. Even the newer ones, like the revival kits, are somewhere between $10 to $15. But if you want something a little bit more classy, a little bit more unique, and doesn't kill your budget, the Genoace 2 is your best bet. And you could probably find it anywhere in online, or maybe Gundam Planet, or here in New York. You can go, in New York City, you can probably go to Image Anime and whatnot. So we're just going to do a straight build on this little guy here, no painting whatsoever, and we'll just take this step by step for you beginners out there, especially for those who have kids who want to learn building Gundams for the first time. So we'll use this as a base model. Now, the contents of the kit is very simple and easy, of course. It's a very small kit, but it should be fun. As I said, it's fun to build Gunpla. This is, of course, years before Bill Fighters. Comes with this unique little beam rifle. There's a beam. It comes with the beam shield and this beam shield. Excuse me, beam saber. There's the shield here. And there's a face mask, a couple of manipulator hands, and when it first came out, it was retailing at 1,200 yen. Let's see what it looks like. The A plate has some white and the creamy orange. I would say a creamy red color, like a red mixed with orange. Very nice. This is almost like an off-white color. We have the PVC parts, the face mask part, more red parts, or creamy red parts, you could say. Two of the beam saber effects, and then the charcoal parts, plus the hands. Alright, so let's put this aside. Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually built this kit already when Bandai was releasing the no grade 1/44 scale ones, which was basically a little statue. I had ideas, but I lost that idea of me painting it and custom, building it. I'm kind of like more in favor of other kits that I have ideas now. Brief history, of course, of the Genoace 2. And then here's the mobile suit in action. Yeah, remember this guy, of course. And of course, Team Wolf, which of course the Genoace 2 was accompanied by 2 Adele units. Surprised they never made the Genoace 2 with the Adele colors, but you could pretty much paint it to the, not the Adele colors, excuse me, because it was the Diva colors, which was basically blue. Of course, here's the paint guide here, and the de facto mobile suit in this was the G Bouncer and the Genoace. I'm sorry, the Gundam Age 2 normal, and then the double bullet. Here's the part guide, but there are a few parts here that you don't need to use, so we'll exclude them soon. And then we have the assembly of the torso, followed by the head, shoulders, arms, and then the feet, the legs, followed by the waist unit, and then the weapons, and that's it. Yeah, this will be a fun little kit to build. We'll walk this through step by step, and see the final results soon enough. Alright, let us begin building High Grade Genoace 2. So before we begin taking the kit apart, taking the parts out of the tree and begin building, there are tools that you will need to use for first time building of a Gundam model kit. And for now you only need these two. You will need clippers, and you'll need a knife, preferably an X-Acto knife. Now the clippers is something you will need to cut off the sprues of the tree. We'll demonstrate this later on. So that way you put this on to the edge and snip it off. These run somewhere between $10 to $20. You could probably find it cheaper. Maybe there's even more expensive one, high precision clippers that are very, very sharp. Again, for you youngsters out there, make sure that your parents are with you while assembling. Of course, if you don't have this, you could use the X-Acto knife. Now, the X-Acto knife is a knife that, of course, you definitely need your parents' permission and supervision to use. And it is one knife that it's a tool that you definitely need, not only to remove the parts from the tree, and also remove the leftover plastic that's on the part carefully. Now, these things are very sharp, of course. So you gotta be extra careful when using these, when handling these. Again, parent supervision. This knife here comes with this little handle so it doesn't roll off. But there are some knives out there that are like this, and as you can see, they can easily roll off the table. Something you don't want to happen for you, because it will accidentally fall off, roll off, and I don't know, maybe hit, stab your foot. You don't want that to happen. So, cool tip here is use one of these little clippers and put them on this. Now, this one doesn't have a grip here. I have one that does, but it's one way of holding it into place so it doesn't roll off. And if that doesn't work, use sticky tack. Put it on this. There we go. It's not going anywhere. So, let me demonstrate you how to remove the parts from the tree. Now, we've all seen this before from many builders, including on my channel, but I'm going to show it to you in a far closer video of this, how to remove parts from trees. And I want to show you some techniques for those who do not have all the tools, or have them but are kind of difficult to do it under certain conditions. So for those of you who have the clippers that I have right here, whether it's this type of clipper or not. You always want to make sure, you want to review the part, find the spacing right there, and then closely put it right there next to it. Make sure that the flat side is on this side, and then snip off right there quickly. And that's all you have to do. It's easy. It's very easy. So you have no problem doing that and removing the part. If there are certain areas that this cannot get around to, you can always cut this part, and then it'll be a lot easier to maneuver your clipper and remove the part evenly and cleanly. Now, let's say you only have this and you do not have clippers. The one thing you would I recommend you doing is making sure you're on a flat surface, and then finding the spacing, and then just holding down and then push down like so. If you're just, you know, sometimes you could use the tip, sometimes you use the inside of the blade, but this way is a lot easier and safer because you're not exposing the blade to yourself. One other tip, of course, and this is a very important tip: not everybody has a cutting board. So the last thing I want you guys to do is to ruin your parents' dinner table, or whatever table that you have that will, of course, you don't want it to scar it up. So the tip here, of course, is use a magazine. Here's an old magazine of new type, and just put it on top and do the same thing here, so that way you don't damage the table. Of course, you don't use, don't use a magazine that someone in the household has just gotten and it's a favorite magazine. So before you start taking your mom's Cosmopolitan and your dad's Field and Streams magazine, ask permission, of course, before you do that. And that way, it'll allow you to remove the parts safely and cleanly.